Hey folks, Alan Mandic Really here. A few months ago, we attended the SEMA Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're not familiar, that is arguably the largest aftermarket automotive show in the world. You get some beautiful, wild, and kind of mad custom vehicles on display at the show. This year I saw an absolute uptick in 3D printed parts on vehicles, as well as manufacturers of printers having their equipment on display for people to check out. One project that really stood out to me that involved 3D printing was a 2022 Ford Maverick in the Ford booth. Now, Ford has the FITS system where you can actually 3D print your own components for that. Joel, 3D printing nerd, actually just did a video about that. But this thing goes well beyond that. There's probably more parts 3D printed on this vehicle than you could even begin to guess. So let's check it out. So who are you and where are you from?
My name is Tucci from Tucci Hot Rods in Marcy, New York.
So we're standing here in front of this 2021 Ford Maverick that you put together with your father at Tucci Hot Rods, Dave Tucci. And tell me a little bit about how 3D printing was integrated into this project.
This is probably the most use of 3D printing that we've ever used on a project. So we did the fender flares, the front lip, brake ducts, this massive rear wing, and a ton of little parts here and there. Basically allowed us to make, the truck look the way that it is from start to finish. It's been the main way that we've made all these parts, and it's worked out really well for us.
So as far as design end of things, did you 3D scan to start from and work off of that?
So working with Ford, we were fortunate enough to get all the factory CAD, which is so helpful. So we're able to just pull right off the factory surfaces and make everything fit perfect.
We were talking a little bit yesterday. Can you just give me like a brief rundown of what machines that it is you use?
So right now we have 9 printers. We have 2 Ultimakers, 6 Crealities. We have 2 large format CR10S5s, and then we just got a Peopoli Phenom, which we've just dabbled a little bit in some resin printing. So
a lot of the parts on this thing, despite being rather large, they're multi-piece components. So
the way that we do stuff and that I've found is like the best way to put stuff together is we take stainless steel rod, 1/4-inch stainless steel rod, and we'll put pockets in the prints and then epoxy them together. The stainless rod keeps everything super straight, and it makes for a little bit heavier piece, but it's just way more stout.
And then as far as finishing off the piece, I know we were talking yesterday, you're using PETG primarily, and then finishing process?
Yeah, so after the PETG comes off the machine, which I use because it prints really nice and it sands really nice. You can hit it with a DA really aggressive. And once it's sanded, we'll actually put a layer of carbon fiber on it, like real carbon fiber to lock it all in. Resin on top of that. That gets sanded and body worked and painted, just like a normal piece would be. And that's pretty much the process on most of the parts that you see on the truck.
You mentioned you got the Peopoli Phenom, so you're dabbling into the resin stuff. What do you use that for on this project?
So this one, we just did the fender vents. So we're able to make a really complex piece, and then it took very little sanding and then painted right after that. There's really no body work on it at all, and we were able to put our logo into it and make it look like an OEM plastic piece. So that's what we really tried to do with all these things, is make it look like you could possibly get this stuff from, the factory.
Thank you so much to the folks at Tucci Hot Rods, Ford Motor Company, and of course, Dom Tucci himself for this interview, letting us check out this truck and show it off to you fine folks. Let us know in the comments what you think about custom built cars like this using so much 3D printing. That's actually how I got into 3D printing, was printing parts for the cars that I was building, and then 3D printing kind of just took over. Alright folks, please consider dropping a like, it really helps out. Get subscribed for all future videos, and hey folks, keep on making.